If you do anything wrong in your life, and I find out about it, I'm gonna try to take everything away from you. And I don't care when I find out. Could be today, tomorrow, 15, 20 years from now. If I find out, you're fucking finished. Who's that? That's you.
So I did not want to go back and forth with Katt Williams like that. That bothered me so bad. That really bothered me.
It was a setup.
Right.
And remember, they tried to kill me this same weekend. Not in jokes. With a real gun in my real face on real camera. Understand I'm losing my life.
The exclusive security video from the Atlanta Comedy Theater in Gwinnett County. You can see Wanda Smith and her husband by the front door. Watch as Katt Williams.
The exclusive footage from the Atlanta Comedy Theater in Gwinnett County is back in the spotlight. You can clearly see Wanda Smith and her husband by the front door, and that's where things took a wild turn with Katt Williams. If you've been anywhere near social media this week, you already know chaos is everywhere, and Katt is dead center of it again. People are dragging up that unforgettable clash with the late talk show host, Wanda Smith, the one where Katt roasted her right on her own stage.
I shouldn't have, honestly. Like, some of these things are the reason that the enemy decides to go ahead and let you be famous, is your ability to tear down your own kind, no matter how high they are.
The clip has blown up all over again, and now the internet is buzzing with claims that Katt didn't just clown Wanda. Folks say he destroyed the career she spent decades building. The backlash is savage. Online, people are blasting him, calling him a POS, and demanding he face the music. And here's where it gets even messier. This firestorm comes right after Katt publicly apologized for mocking Michael Jackson in one of his old specials. Fans are now doubling down, insisting he owes Wanda's family a public apology too.
Where you at under the sound of my voice?
Real.
Do you have a real co-worker?
Right.
Do you have a ratchet friend? Do you have a sister? Do you have a cousin? Do you have a nephew? Do you have a niece? Is they so ghetto? When did that become marketable? Knock it off. They like her because she want to sleep with a white man. That's why the only thing she said was, I want to give it to Brad Pitt. The only thing before that in the movie with me is I slept with this white man and I got a white baby. She had a white husband for the 14 years she been doing comedy, and then all of a sudden divorced him, then said he abused her, then wrote a book, then said he didn't, and then now we're at Brad Pitt. So hey, you can say whatever you want. She said she got a disease, but JJ, don't nobody check for that. I support Linnell, Melanie Camacho, Miss Laura, all the people that got skipped over in the list between now and then. There's no shade to nobody. We are in the only business where, as a black woman, what you look like is not supposed to be held against you. And time again, they show you that you can be sidetracked by anything light-skinned.
But not everyone is rocking with that take. Out of nowhere, Dave Chappelle jumped in to defend Katt Williams, and he's not pulling any punches. Chappelle flat out said the Wanda drama was just comedy. Katt snapping back the way he always has when somebody tested him. He reminded everyone that Katt has always been raw and unfiltered, so why are people acting brand new about it now? Chappelle didn't hold back. He blasted fans for being obsessed with digging through old clips just to drag someone down, snatching moments from years ago and spinning them into weapons today. He said straight up that cancel culture is out of control, with the internet rewriting history just for clout and clicks.
This might be the noblest of professions. Robin Williams had a bar that I loved. He said comedy is the only job you can have where you can use everything you know. And that's true. You can use more than you know. If you use what you think, use it. Don't be afraid. Don't let these bitch-ass niggas button your lip. Say it anyway.
So let's break it down. What really went down between Katt and Wanda? Why is this interview from way back suddenly making the rounds again? And why is Chappelle so convinced the so-called cancel crowd is blowing smoke out of nothing? Here's where the drama turns up even higher. Katt Williams recently dropped an apology aimed directly at Michael Jackson's family, admitting he regrets all those ruthless jokes he cracked about MJ in his old specials. Katt said, looking back, those jabs at Michael weren't just comedy. They were tied to something much darker. He revealed that the people who gave him the mic and cut the checks weren't innocent at all. According to Katt, there was a whole agenda behind it.
I have 3 boys.
Excellent.
Yes, I do.
Aren't boys simple? Aren't boys simple?
They can be. They can be. Yeah.
Wanda knows she
I'm what?
She didn't do as much cooking in the latter years as she did in the beginning.
Whatever. I cook. I do it all.
I didn't say that you
well,
didn't.
That's right. I did it in the beginning and the middle and the end.
What's your favorite thing to cook? Your boys, yeah.
They like for me to. I do a really nice broccoli. They like my broccoli and they love my baked chicken.
Hey, right now, look up your phone and see what it takes to make broccoli, and tell me does it say?
An ugly setup designed to pit black men against each other while others cashed in on the spectacle. And the second he said that, the internet went wild again. Critics and trolls rushed in, calling Katt a hypocrite and claiming if he's really sorry, then he owes a long list of other people an apology too. Starting with the late Wanda Smith, the backlash came fast and ugly. Fans flooded timelines and comment sections, ready to air it all out. One person didn't hold back, writing, "Katt Williams is a POS for what he did to Wanda Smith." Another chimed in with, "I remember when Katt Williams went in on Wanda Smith and the whole city of Atlanta laughed and rode with Katt. It was funny back then, but Katt gets beside himself too much and disrespects people. Now Wanda's gone and suddenly everyone in Atlanta wants to act like they had her back. I would haunt you lames." That single comment set off a wildfire of arguments online.
Get this inmate out of here.
If you can't get your blood pressure down, you can't call me that.
Whatever, little mama.
If your cholesterol is 600.
Whatever, little mama.
I'm little mama's baby daddy.
No, you little mama.
Yes, ma'am.
Hey,
and what are you, girl? You probably shouldn't talk about sizes.
No, that's okay.
You big on the radio.
That's right. And you're big
Turn
in
it
prison.
down.
And you're
yes,
big
ma'am.
in prison.
I've never been to prison.
You have
19 felonies,
times.
no convictions.
Yeah,
Knock it off. Prison and jail aren't the same. No.
Okay.
But it's not all hate. Believe it or not, plenty of people are still riding with Katt, and one of the loudest voices in his corner is none other than Dave Chappelle. Chappelle even flipped the situation back on himself, comparing it to his own battles. When critics tried to cancel him over his trans jokes, he stood firm, saying comedy is supposed to be the last safe zone where you can speak your truth. According to him, no comedian should ever let the cancel mob snatch the mic out of their hands. But here's the kicker. This Katt and Wanda saga goes way deeper than cancel culture. Katt himself once claimed Wanda and her husband weren't just mad about jokes, they literally tried to take him out after things spiraled. That's right. Katt says the beef left the comedy club stage and turned into real-life danger. To really get it, we gotta rewind to September 2018. Katt and fellow comedian Red Grant stopped by Frank and Wanda in the morning to promote Red's Atlanta shows.
Until afterwards. I just know that it was a setup.
Right.
And remember, they tried to kill me this same weekend. Not in jokes. With a real gun in my real face on real camera. Understand I'm losing my life for participating in something that goes along with my job. Like, it's 2 comedians, what do you mean? And the world was okay with it because it was me. Had that happened to anyone else, the world went crazy when Will smacked Chris. This is a person pulling a whole gun on a comedian in the confines of their job. It's really a weird situation when they hate you that bad.
Yeah.
What should have been a fun 20-minute laugh fest for radio listeners exploded into one of the messiest viral moments Atlanta comedy has ever seen. That segment spiraled so hard it became V103's most watched clip of all time. And not because of the laughs, but because of the chaos that came after. And honestly, it's easy to see why that interview blew up the way it did. Katt completely flipped the script, turning a light morning chat into a savage roast after Wanda tried and failed to throw some shade his way. At first, everything seemed cool, just your regular morning show vibe. But within minutes, Katt set the whole room on fire and things unraveled fast. He kicked it off by going after Tiffany Haddish, calling out how she landed that massive Netflix deal without ever grinding it out on the road with a real comedy tour.
Telling us about what's going on in jail.
Yes, ma'am, and getting out to tell you.
Station viewer 3, your hair is kind of...
That joint was.
My hair is 19 inches long and I have no perm.
You don't?
Oops.
Oh, that's not a perm.
No, it is not. Nice lady.
That's natural?
Come run one of your gnarled fingers.
Come here.
While you on air.
Come
so
on.
they can hear you live.
Come on. Come over here.
No. That's not how that works.
Oh, okay. Well, then stay over there.
Don't worry. Ain't nobody putting their hands through yours.
That's right. They don't have to. I don't want them to. Get on out of here. You okay? You okay?
Only one of our hands moving while we talk.
Are you all right this morning?
Nobody could even name a single original joke Tiffany had written. That comment had jaws on the floor instantly. Then Katt took it a step further, digging into the bigger issue, how the industry props up certain faces while overlooking a long list of black female comedians who spent years hustling but never got the same shine. Meanwhile, Tiffany was being handed the spotlight, even though, according to Katt, she hadn't put in the same sweat equity or built a stand-up legacy of her own. And Katt didn't stop there. He claimed Tiffany's rise had nothing to do with raw talent. He said she was the safe pick, hand-selected by industry higher-ups to charm white audiences. That's when Wanda tried to defend Tiffany, saying she earned her spot because she's real. But Katt wasn't having it. He shut that down immediately. In seconds, he doubled down, declaring Tiffany's rise in black female comedy wasn't about skill or originality at all. According to him, it boiled down to two highly controversial reasons. Katt didn't mince words. He claimed Tiffany's whole rise came down to two things: the fact she constantly joked about dating white men, and the privilege her lighter skin gave her in Hollywood's biased system.
You cook? Do you cook for your kids?
Absolutely.
Tell me some of the things you cook that they are proud of. Like, Dad made some. You got the best spaghetti. You got the best steak. What do you have? Say, what do they like?
Just because you're a poor interviewer doesn't mean.
I said you answer the question and just tell me.
Man, you're a strong black woman. Is it okay for me to answer?
Come on.
You keep interrupting the answer. Everyone can hear it. It sounds like you like me a little bit. It's starting to bleed over the airwaves.
By this point, the vibe between Katt and Wanda was already tense. You could practically feel the shade in the air. But things got way messier when Wanda randomly tried to trip Katt up with a question about his cooking skills for his kids. Big mistake. Katt didn't hold back for even a second. He unloaded a savage roast session that flipped the whole interview upside down. The studio went from playful chatter to an all-out battlefield in seconds. And Wanda was clearly shaken. For a brief moment, it looked like they were going to reel it back in. Both of them even shared a laugh and the tension seemed to cool off. But Katt wasn't finished. Just when it felt like things were calming down, he flipped the switch again and dragged Wanda's kids into the mix, turning what should have been a normal radio segment into a ruthless comedy showdown that had the internet cracking up. Wanda tried to laugh it off, but you could see it in her face. She was boiling under that fake smile.
I do a really nice broccoli. They like my broccoli and they love my baked chicken.
Hey, right now, look up your phone and see what it takes to make broccoli and tell me does it say heat up water.
Shut up.
That's the only step in broccoli, heat up water?
Whatever.
Have you ever heard of burned broccoli? Can you burn broccoli?
The pressure was eating her alive, and instead of easing up, she tried to clap back by clowning Katt's messy legal history and even mocking his hair. But that move backfired hard, making her look desperate in front of the cameras. By the end, Wanda snapped and threw one last jab, calling Katt Lil Mama and even hinting at his sexuality. But Katt didn't flinch for a second. He shut her down instantly with a sting so sharp it left Wanda frozen in her seat. The whole thing was brutal. Wanda got roasted and humiliated on her own platform while the internet laughed at the chaos. But then, things went way past comedy. This feud turned dangerous, straight out of a movie. Wanda couldn't just brush off that humiliation on live radio, and what happened next took it to a whole new level. Reports say Wanda allegedly sent her husband and even her son to confront Katt face to face. And it didn't just play out online, it went down in real life. The explosion happened on September 15th, 2018, right outside the Atlanta Comedy Theater, where Wanda was hosting a comedy night. That's when her husband, Lamorris, stormed into the parking lot strapped and ready. Security cameras later caught Katt and Wanda arguing near the door. Seconds before Lamorris came charging in, chasing Katt through the lot. The scene was pure chaos. People screaming, Katt running for cover, Wanda caught in the middle. It looked unreal. According to the police report, Lamorris admitted he chased Katt but denied pulling the gun. He claimed he only dropped it by accident while running. But let's be real, the story didn't add up. Wanda tried spinning it too, saying Katt had shown up out of nowhere just to disrespect her, and her husband was only stepping up to defend her honor. But then it blew wide open. TMZ dropped the receipts. They released security footage showing Lamorris actually holding a gun while chasing Katt into a grocery store. Now, to be fair, the clip didn't show him pointing it directly at Katt, and Lamorris swore over and over that he wasn't trying to shoot anyone, saying the gun just slipped while he was running. Still, the damage was done. That drama clung to Wanda's name like glue. And just a few months later, in January 2019, V103 suddenly fired her. The station never gave an official reason, but the streets were buzzing with theories about why Wanda really got cut loose. A lot of people connected the dots back to that Lil Mama jab, when Wanda basically used gay as an insult against Katt. And in Atlanta, a city with a huge and proud black gay community, that kind of shade was bound to backfire. Folks felt Wanda had crossed a serious line, and many believe that moment cost her the very platform she built her career on. Meanwhile, Katt stayed silent at the time. He never publicly commented on Wanda losing her job, never fanned the flames, but he didn't forget. In fact, it took him years before he finally spoke his truth. And in January 2024, during his now viral sit-down on Club Shay Shay, Katt revealed the Wanda saga didn't even start on air. According to him, the firestorm was sparked by something Wanda said before the cameras even rolled, a moment nobody outside that studio ever saw. Katt swears that's what set the whole clash in motion. He claimed Wanda promised she wouldn't bring up his legal issues or mention his kids, but the second he mentioned Tiffany Haddish, she flipped. She immediately dragged his children and his time in jail into the mix. And that's when everything spiraled out of control. Katt went even deeper, saying Wanda wasn't just trying to rattle him, she was trying to humiliate him in front of her audience, especially her large gay fan base. And in Katt's mind, that's what really sealed her downfall. He firmly believes that was the real reason she ended up fired and quietly faded into the background. But Katt didn't stop there. He circled back to that wild parking lot showdown with Wanda's husband, Lamorris. He said the whole thing felt like a setup from the jump, like Wanda herself had orchestrated the drama, pushing it to escalate way beyond words. Katt even claimed Wanda was really trying to get him taken out, all over a joke that should have stayed comedy. Fast forward to October 2024, and Wanda Smith sadly passed away just one day after celebrating her 58th birthday. And Katt, he stayed completely silent. No public statement, no condolences to her family, not even a single post online. That silence was deafening, and it did not go unnoticed. Fans were completely split. Some argued Katt actually played it smart by staying quiet, because if he had released a statement, people would have instantly dragged him as fake and labeled him a hypocrite, but others saw his silence as ice cold, a final jab at the woman he once humiliated live on air. The truth? Nobody knows if Katt quietly reached out to Wanda's family behind the scenes, and that mystery only added more fuel to the fire. Now, with social media digging this old mess back up years later, the cancel crowd is circling again, trying to drag Katt's name through the mud all over. Folks forget this man nearly lost his life over a comedy beef gone too far. And the irony? It's playing out exactly the way Dave Chappelle warned. Cancel culture is eating comedy alive, twisting old moments into fresh scandals. So what's your take? Should Katt apologize to Wanda's family the same way he apologized to Michael Jackson? Or is this just another case of people reaching desperate to cancel a comedian over nothing new? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, smash subscribe, share this with a friend, and I'll see you in the next one.